Okay, so in this video I'm going to explain those 4 questions from the question bank. The first question says, write a small basic program that asks the user to enter his or her name and then the name of the product, the number of products you want to buy, and the price, and then to calculate the total price before and after applying the tax as 5%. The last command line has to display a welcome message to the user and the purchased products, including the price before and after tax. And also the program has to repeat itself after finishing each order, including the order number. Okay, so let's open Small Basic. Okay, the best thing to start with here is the loop. So again, the best thing to start with is the loop. So you can include all the commands inside it. Here we're going to build a type of loop called infinite loop. It means to give the program a false condition so it keep repeating the entire time without stoppage. To do that, we have to use the while loop. Use any variable to assign a value for it, like m equals -1 or 0. Let's say -1. And while that m does not equal. This sign means does not equal. Greater than facing less than signs means does not equal. So while that m does not equal to 0, for example, or you can replace the values. You can use any different values, like here 0 and here -1 and here end while. The program is going to repeat whatever you list in here between the while and the end while. So let's get back again to the terms that we need to insert. First thing, we need to ask the user about his name, and after that, product name. So to do that, we need to use text window.writeLine between brackets inside the double speech marks. And here you can phrase the question to ask the user about his name. What is your name? Move outside, press enter to move one line down. You can name the variable that is going to carry the name as n, or the word name, it's up to you, equals text window dot read. And here we're expecting the user to insert his or her name. With the same idea, we can copy those 2 commands. Press Ctrl V, V, and V. The duplication of those 3 commands is to do the following: collect the product name, collect the product's price, collect the product's quantity. So again, text window, the writeLine, what is the product name? And you can change this variable to be pn as a shortcut for product name. What is the product price? Can call it price. And how many goods or how many products you want to buy. And you can call this one Q for quantity. To calculate the total price, we need to insert a new variable like total and assign the value inside it through a calculation, which is going to be multiplying the price by the quantity. Here we need to display the total amount for the user. Here we need to display the total amount for the user before and after tax. So before tax, we can use this variable directly inside the text window .writeLine command. Let's check. Copy this command line and paste it down. You can see here, hello, comma, move outside to combine between the text we have now and one more object. We need to add plus sign and then name, and another plus sign to add one more object, space, and comma at the beginning, so it's going to be inserted after the name. Here I'm phrasing a full sentence. The total price after tax is. Move outside the speech marks one more time to include one more object, plus sign, and then total. And then if you want to add the currency, you can add it in here. This was to calculate the total before applying the tax. Then how to calculate the tax if it's 5%? We need to multiply that total with this amount to calculate the tax. So tax is equal to the total before tax times 5%, which is going to be 0.05, and then the final total, if total, will be equal the value of the tax plus the total before tax. You can copy this command line, paste it down here, just to change. Sorry, this one's supposed to be before tax, not after. Leave this one to be after as it is, and change here the variable name to get the one that carries the total after applying the tax, which is if total. And let's try to run this program and check if it's running properly. But we missed one more thing, the order number. We need to add the order number each single time we run this program. So let's add it here at the beginning using a text window .writeLine between brackets and inside them double speech marks. You can write here order number, move outside, plus sign to include the value of the variable, which is going to be m. One more thing to be added, the incrementation equation. So the value of the variable m get increased after each single time you run this program. M equals m plus 1. Let's run now to check. As you can see, the program displayed the order number 1. What's your name? Let's list my name. The product name, water for example. The product price, 1.5. I need 20 pieces. As you can see, here the product calculated. It says hello Muhammad Khalifa. The total price before taxes 30 AEDs. And the same exact message, and he calculated the total after applying 5% as a tax, 31.5, and he started directly order number 2. Okay, so far do we have any questions? Yes.
Would it make a difference if we put the loop in the beginning or at the end of the...
Yes. If you want, this is a good question. Is it going to make a difference if we moved or changed the place of the loop? Yes, it's going to affect your program. If you want to repeat a block of code, it has to be inserted between the opening and the closing command for the loop. Okay? So it has to get covered from the upper side and the bottom side as well. Similar to this. This is the opening command, while opening command, and this is the closing one for it. Okay, so let's move to the second question. Okay, question number 2, which says, write a small basic program that asks the user to insert his or her name, his or her year of birth, and the current year. The program has to calculate the age of the user and then to evaluate that age. If it's greater than or equal to 18 and at the same time less than or equal to 80, the program has to display this message, which is going to be you can drive. If the age is between 18 to 120 or 0 to 17, the program has to display the message you cannot drive. And if the age is less than or equal to 0 or greater than 120, the program has to display the message input a valid entry. The program has to repeat itself after each submission as well. Okay. Actually, this program is also done based on the same idea or the same concept we done with the previous one, including one extra thing, which is the evaluation, the if statement. Okay, let me show you how we're going to build this one. We can take a copy of those commands so we don't waste our time. Control V. I'm going to leave the loop as it is. And here, instead of order number, I'm going to make it test, for example, number, because it's age test. And then, what's your name? I'll leave it as it is. And we're going to start changing from here. What is your year of birth? And change the variable name to be YOB as a shortcut for year of birth. What is the current year? CY as a shortcut for current year. And in here, there is no need for that command line. Let's delete it. And then let's calculate the age. Age is equal to current year, which is CY, minus YOB, the year of birth. And we can rephrase this message. Let's delete this one. There is no need for it right now. Hello name. You are age, years old. So here the program is going to take the entries done by the user and list it in this command line, which leaves for us the evaluation using if statement. If the age, as mentioned in the question, greater than or equal to 18, and at the same time the same age less than or equal to 80, then the program has to do the following. Display the message you can drive. Let's take a finished text window command, Control V, and then inside here you can write you can drive. Else if to contain more conditions. You can copy this one and paste it next to the else if. Change the condition, because here if it's greater than only, not greater than or equal, 120, and this and has to be or, because the value, if it's greater than 120, cannot be less than or equal to 0 at the same time. And let's change this message here to be input a valid entry, and last condition is to display a message that says you cannot drive, and close the conditional statement using end if. You can now run your program and check if it's working properly or not. So here we're running the program. It started directly saying test number 1, what's your name? Okay, here is my name, my year of birth. Sorry, this is too old. but it's fine, I'm going to include it in the other one as well. 2024 3. Okay, I'm 340 years old. Can you see what happened? The program displayed a message that input a valid entry and test number 2. So let's retry this one more time. What's your name? My year of birth, 1990. The current year, 2024. As you can see, the program displayed the accurate age now, and it says you can drive, and the test number 3. It moved to the third repetition. Do we have a question for this one? Okay, let's proceed with the third one. The third one says, write a small basic program that asks the user to input her or his name and collect his or her marks like art mark, ICT, English for subjects, and then to calculate and display the average. The average is between, if the average is between 60 and 100, the program has to display the message you passed. If the average is greater than 100 or less than or equal to 0, the program has to display the message input a valid entries. And if this average is between 0 and 60, the program has to display you failed. Okay, I'll try to use the same exact commands and rephrase it. I'll try to include one more command line. I'll add it here. Welcome to SIS, Summit International School. Okay. Marks. Calculator. Student. Number. Okay, so here the program is going to display a welcome message, says welcome to SIS, marks, calculator, student, number, and then the program is going to start the counter. After that, the program is going to ask the user about his name. This is the first requirement. And then instead of asking the user to insert the year of birth and the age and so on, let's delete those for now. And here we need the user to be asked, what is your ICT mark? And change the variable here to be ICT. Copy this command line, paste it. Again, 1, 2, 3, we need one more. All what you need for the second, third, and fourth to change the subject here to be English. Math, for example. And this one, the last one, to be biology. And to calculate the average, as we mentioned previously, we need to add all the subjects together and divide them by their number. Yes, exactly. So here ICT plus English plus math okay, let's change it to be maths, because the math words reserved for the program, that's why you saw it in a different color. And one more to be the biology, divide 4. The program is going to display text window, the right line, hello, name, your average is, and then here you can use the average there is no need for this one anymore. And if this average is greater than or equal to 60, less than or equal to 100, the program is going to write you passed. If the average is greater than 100, less than or equal to 0, input a valid entry, or else the program is going to say you failed. Let's run it. Okay, which line? Line 18. What did we miss? Ah, yes. The variable names. Here I need to use the average, not age. And in here as well. In here as well. So let's run. Okay, so marks calculator, student number 1, add a name, ICT mark 50, for example, English 50. I'll give myself full marks. Okay, except biology 45. Let's say here's hello Muhammad Khalifa, your average is 48.75. You failed. Okay, so it started directly with the student number 2, because the let's say the output for those marks is supposed to be from 100, not 50. Okay, as I mentioned in the program. So if I try to increase it for the second time, let's say this one 95, and then 99, 96, 94. The program here calculated the average is 96 and says you passed, and it moved directly to student number 3. Last program is to design a calculator. Let's check what's written. It says write a small basic program that works as a calculator to welcome the user and to ask the user to choose one of those 4 basic calculations: plus, minus, multiply, and divide, and to insert 2 numbers to start the process. Then the program should display the total and wait for another process to start. The program has to repeat itself. So it's actually based on the same concept. I just copied the previous code, paste it down. Welcome to SIS calculator. Erase this one, there is no need for it now. Let's say operation number, and here you ask about the name. It's fine, but for the first time only. And after that, directly you will start asking about the operation, asking the user to please choose an operation and list it for the user between brackets so he understands which operations he should choose from. Plus for addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication, and slash for division. O to carry the value of the operation the user is going to choose. And after that, we need to start the evaluation after the user enters the operation needed in here. If the operation is equal to between double speech marks plus, then the program has to ask the user to insert the first number, input the first number and then n1 as number 1 equals text window dot read. Copy this command, paste it down to ask the user to insert the second into, add the calculation total equals n1 plus n2, and display it for the user using a text window to write line command one more time in here, saying the total is. Move outside the speech mark, add plus sign to collect the variable called total. Check what's going to happen now. Here we finished only one operation. Here we finished only one operation for the addition. Look how easy is it. Copy the entire code, paste it next to the else if, change the sign only in here and in here. Then for the third one, copy it with the else if, Control C, move one line down, and change the following sign to be multiply, the star sign, and the last one, slash for the division. Yes, your program looks tall, but it's easy. As soon as you finish the first iteration of the if statement, this one, your program is done. So let's run it. Okay, it says welcome to SIS calculator. Operation number 1, what's your name? Okay, here's my name. Choose, let's say, multiplication, for example. First number 20, second number 30. The program calculated the multiplication and displayed it, and it started another operation, operation number 2, and so on. Each single time you rerun this program, it's going to multiply or add or subtract or divide, and then it's going to start another operation directly. That was all. Those are the 4 programs you will need to study. Best of luck during your PBAs.